Hello yogis, welcome to your channel for free yoga. My name is Trishy and today we will be doing a class that focuses on flexibility and relaxation. So if you're looking to add a little bit more flexibility into your classes, then if you continuously practice this class, then it will definitely increase your flexibility. Let's begin in a seat, either cross-legged, on a block, or kneeling. Place your hands on your knees and turn inside. Start to inhale through your belly and exhale through your nose. Inhale and exhale. Make your exhales a little bit longer than your inhales. Open your eyes and come to lie on your back. You'll need 2 blocks and a strap for today's class. Sorry, I forgot to mention earlier. So grab your first block and place it underneath your sacrum to the lowest level. Have your feet hip distance apart and ankles under heels. So this is supported bridge. Keep your shoulders away from your ears and let your arms just lay on the mat. Feel free to close your eyes. And if you wear glasses, feel free to just remove them for the entire practice if you would like. Feel the block and feel your connection to the block. And breathe deeply into your belly. Let the top half of your body completely relax onto the mat. If you would like to go a little further, you can raise your arms overhead, clasping onto opposite elbows. So in today's class, you're not going to be using a lot of physical effort. You really want gravity to guide you as you relax into the poses. And in terms of intensity on holding the poses, on a scale to 1 to 10, if 10 was you're feeling pain and 1 you're feeling nothing, you probably want to keep around a 4. So we're going to be holding our poses for longer than normal. So somewhere around the 2-minute mark. Bring your arms back down beside you and grab your strap. You're going to hook the strap around the ball of your right foot and extend your foot up to the sky. So you're going to have a little bit of arm engagement here, but it's very minimal. Try to relax your right leg. And relax your neck and jaw. And you're going to switch legs. So bring your strap around the ball of the left toes and extend your leg up to the sky. If your leg doesn't quite make it straight, that's perfectly fine. You can have a bend in your knee as well. And it seems more comfortable to have your hands around the bottom of the strap so that you can rest your arms on the mat. If you find that your mind begins to wander, just bring your attention back to your breath. Bend your knee, release the strap. Hug both knees into your chest and give them a hug. Then extend your legs up to the sky. So this is a supported legs up the wall, minus the wall. You can let your arms just rest alongside your body. And you can relax your feet as well. You don't have to push through the feet. Slowly begin to bend your knees, bringing your feet back on the mat. You can remove your block. And slowly windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Cross your right leg over your left thigh for reclined shoelace pose. You want your knees to be in line with each other as much as possible, and you can either grab onto your ankles or your feet with the feet flexed, or you can interlace your hands on your furthest knee and hug them in. Keep your legs relaxed. So the only thing that should be working on your body right now is your arms and your hands to an extent, just to hold everything in place. And slowly uncross your legs. Lift your legs to the sky, and we'll just go to the opposite side. So cross your right leg over your right thigh. Sorry, your left leg over your right thigh, knees in line. And grab a hold of your feet with the feet flexed, or interlace your hands on top of your exterior knee. So you're really getting a nice stretch into your left thigh, your left leg, and your left hip. If you're feeling any pain or discomfort in your knees in this posture, just give your feet a flex. Or keep your knees a little further apart. And slowly release the legs, uncrossing them. Hug your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Then slowly release your feet down to the mat. Roll over to one side, sitting up, then coming into tabletop pose. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Grab your blocks, and whether you use blocks here or not increases the stretch, so you can choose to use blocks or not. Bring your elbows down on the blocks and come into puppy stretch. So keep your hips over your knees And you can bring your hands in prayer behind your neck. Your forehead may or may not come to the mat, so you can always place another block if you have one, or a couple books underneath your forehead. So the blocks in this pose actually increase the stretch. So if you're more comfortable without the blocks, then go ahead. You want to keep your core a little bit engaged in this pose so that you're not slouching in your lower back. So this pose opens up your shoulders. And it's also great for turning inside and staying calm. If the pose starts to feel too intense at any time, you can always back off a little bit. There's no need to push yourself. Some of the poses can become pretty intense while holding it for minutes, so you have to kind of judge what your body can handle. And if that means backing off from a pose, that's perfectly fine. Slowly lower your hands. Push into your hands to walk back up. You can move your blocks off to the side. Keeping one block with you. So bring your right foot, bend your right knee, and bring your right foot into the inner thigh of the left leg as you straighten the left leg out to the side. So come down to your right forearm for a side bend, and you can either keep your hand on your hip or raise your left arm overhead. Allow your head to be heavy and relax your neck. Lower your left arm down, bring your upper body back to center. Bring a block if necessary beside your left leg, and inhale, straighten, exhale, bring your forehead to the block. So rounding your spine in this pose is all right as long as you're not pushing or pulling in any way. So you don't want to be forcing yourself into the forward fold. You want to relax your hands and even turn your palms towards the sky so that you're letting gravity guide you. It's a great stretch for your entire back body and your entire spine. And you'll find the longer you stay in the pose, the more gravity will encourage you to go deeper. So your body is completely relaxed. Very slowly and mindfully begin to lift back up, not straining your lower back at all. Move your block to the side. And before we go to the other side, we're going to do some variations of deer pose. So bring your left shin parallel to the front edge of your mat and your right shin parallel to the long edge of your mat with your knees bent. So you can fold over your left leg, and if you need to bring your forehead to a block, go ahead. And you want to try to keep your right thigh and hip crease relaxing to gravity. So again, there's no pushing or pulling. Your body is completely relaxed. And this kind of stretching, where you stay in the pose for some minutes, is beneficial for the connective tissues of your joints. And that's where you increase your flexibility, because it's stretching the ligaments gently and carefully. And then it's also a very, very good meditative practice, because some of these poses can feel very intense. So you have to try to quiet your mind and relax and let gravity guide you. lift back up, keep your legs as they are, and walk your palms out behind you and stay lifted through the arms. So you have a little bit of a back bend here, and your arms are engaged to hold yourself up. You want to try to keep grounding your right thigh. And relaxing everything you can. Come back to center and bring your left foot knee bent into your inner right thigh. Walk your right palm out to the side and come down onto your forearm for your side stretch on the opposite side. So you can either keep your hand on your hip or you can raise your arm overhead. Relax your neck, let your head be heavy. Keep turning and opening your chest to the sky as much as possible. Bring your right arm back down. Bring your block to your inner leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold over your right leg. Forehead can come to a block. So you're squaring your upper body over your right leg. So relax your upper body. Let there be a slight rounding in the spine. And try not to push or pull yourself into any posture. Focus on your breath as you completely relax your body. Use the strength of your arms to very slowly and mindfully lift back up. You can put your block to the side. Bend your right knee and bring your right shin parallel to the back edge of the mat. And your left knee bent, shin parallel to the long edge of your mat for deer pose on the other side. So you're going to begin by folding over your right leg. And your forehead can come and rest on a block. So relax your arms and let your upper body be heavy over your leg. So these poses are very passive in nature, but they really do a lot for flexibility, more than you think, or more than I think. Walk your hands back up, bring your hands back behind you, arms straight as you take a little back bend in deer pose. Try to relax your neck as much as possible, bringing your jaw parallel to the ground. Try to avoid lifting your upper left thigh and keep it guiding down towards the mat. So the stretch on the left thigh is not a stretch that it happens a lot in yoga. So it's great to work that part of the body. Bring your feet back together, come out of the pose, and just take a little quick windshield wiper of your knees from side to side to release your lower back. So come into tabletop, then walk your palms forward, let your hips touch the ground, your feet back behind you for Sphinx pose. So you can have your shoulders drawing away from your ears and down, and have them over your elbows. If this is too intense, you can always walk your forearms a little more forward. If you want more intensity, you can bring your elbows in. So try to lengthen out your tailbone. You should have no pinching or compression in your lower back. Chin parallel to the ground, and just relax. So for this pose, you can try to bring your breath more up into your heart center so that you can clear out the energy inside. Slowly lower your head down to the mat on your forearms. Bring your feet into the air with your knees bent and just windshield wiper a little bit from side to side. Come into tabletop pose and bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Left leg out behind you for pigeon pose. Let your right leg lie on the mat. Keep your hips square, and when you're ready, just lower down to the mat, your forehead. So this can be one of the more intense poses to hold for a long period of time. So one way that it really helps to bring the edge off is to place one block where your chest is and one block under your forehead. So that makes it a little less intense. If you want more intensity, you just don't have any blocks. And just completely relax to gravity. Make sure that your left hip stays drawing down. You want to keep your hips level and square. And slowly lift back up. It might feel good to stretch out your right leg behind you, just to get the blood flowing again. And we'll go to pigeon on the opposite side. So bring your left knee behind your left wrist, right leg out behind you, hips square. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale as you fold down. So this time you want to keep your right hip drawing down and not opening up. If your mind has begun to wander, bring it back to your breath. Slowly lift back up and do whatever little stretches feel good to get the blood flowing in the leg again. I like to extend my leg out behind me. And then just flip over and come onto your back. Knees bent, feet on the floor. You can bring your arms up into a cactus or T shape. Cross your left ankle over your right knee and let your right knee go to the floor. So this is a really nice twist that's more elongated, so your belly can breathe more freely for a longer time. Bring your knees back up to center. Uncross your legs and we'll switch sides. So right ankle crosses over left knee and bring your left knee over to the ground for the twist. You want to try to keep your right knee pointing towards the sky so that you can keep your hip a little more open. Uncross your legs, bring your feet back center, and stretch your legs out in front of you, arms down beside you for Shavasana. Bring your shoulders onto the back body and completely relax your legs and arms. can do a little body scan and see how the effects of your practice have influenced your body. Let your breath return to normal and just completely relax for the last few minutes of class. Begin to wake up. Stretch your arms overhead. Wiggle your feet. Roll to one side as you sit up. Take a comfortable seat. Hands on your knees. Take a breath. Bring your hands in prayer. Deeply inhale through your nose as you exhale through your mouth. Thank you so much for practicing today with me, yogis. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day with lots of love. Namaste.